I am Emine Colin. I'm producer and the founder of Milas. But I'd like to introduce Anita Zachou. She's a mother of Milas too. Anita, can you explain more about your career in this olive oil before we move forward? Because I really like for people who's watching us to know who you are.
Okay, I'm an agricultural engineer, but before becoming one, I am coming from an olive oil producing family from Kalamata, Greece.
Okay.
So I was, let's say, raised and born around olive trees and olive oil. So my love for nature started since I was very young. That's why I studied agronomy. So later on, I took a scholarship from the International Olive Council and I went to Jaén in Spain. So I studied in the University of Jaén, olive oil tasting. So I have a diploma in tasting olive oil and milling, which is very important too, because to my opinion, you cannot be a very good taster, an expert taster, if you don't know how the olive oil mill is working. So I'm also a production and quality consultant, as you know very well.
For the Milas,
I love to create olive oil brands from scratch. I love branding. I have studied a lot, branding and marketing too. And I want to create quality olive oil because my mission in this life is to, first of all, to produce high quality olive oil and then to teach people how to appreciate that quality and, you know, introduce a good extra virgin olive oil into their daily lives. That's why I created...
Noble.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I created Mykonos Olive Oil Tasting 7 years ago.
Okay.
It was a very innovative, let's say, project because I started an olive oil tasting business on an island that doesn't have olive oil production.
Isn't it interesting? But you became very successful.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy to find you too.
Thank you.
And in previous one of our conversation, you told our consumers when you buy an oil or bottle of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, before you cook, please taste it. So can you please show them how to taste that oil?
Of course. We have here 2 glasses of extra virgin olive oil, already Milas extra virgin olive oil, and we are going to taste it together. So first of all, you know that these glasses, they have this brandy shape. The bottom is wide because we want to fit our pulp in order to heat it up because the ideal temperature to taste olive oil is 28 degrees Celsius. That means 80 Fahrenheit. So we want to warm it up and we put our pulp and cover it. If we don't have a lid, we can cover it with our pulp in order to capture the aromas inside because all the positive notes are volatile and they will fly away very quickly. So we warm it up as we cover it for some minutes, okay? And then we swirl a little bit like this, or we can swirl like this because we want to awaken the volatiles, all the aromas. And the first is to take a sniff. We sniff. I always say close your eyes, concentrate into the glass, what you're smelling. So now you have the first appreciation, the first idea of what you're smelling. So what do you smell, Emine?
I smell green apple.
Of course. There is green apple here. There's freshly cut grass.
Yeah, and also like I smelled green tomato leaf.
Exactly.
And you know, in Turkey we eat green almonds. They call badem.
Yes.
I smell that as well.
Yes, there is green almond here, but it's more perceivable in the mouth. So let's take a sip, keep it in our mouth. And the technique is like we inhale noisily like this. Just a little air, and you exhale from the nose. And you do that because you want to help your retronasal area.
Now I feel the pepper spiciness.
So first of all, we want to expand, let's say, the aromas all over our retronasal area. That's why we inhale a bit of air to enhance the aromas, and we exhale from the nose, and then we swallow. So olive oil has 3 positive attributes: fruity, bitter, and spicy. So fruity is the totality of aromas and flavors that we perceive from the nose and the mouth. And as we said, there can be aromas of nature like vegetables and fruits and herbs and nuts. And then we have bitter flavor that we perceive it at the triangle at the end of the tongue.
Yes.
And what you felt is pungent or spicy. It's a kinesthetic sensation. Right. It's not a flavor. So the antioxidants of olive oil produce, let's say, a bitter and spicy flavor.
Yes.
Okay, so when the olive oil is spicy and bitter, indicates a high phenolic content. So this olive oil is better for your health.
But you know, when I was drinking this, I didn't feel I'm drinking an oil. I felt I was having this green, mix of green, fruity, you know, herby, like smoothie. You know what I'm saying? It was really good. I did feel that green almond. I did feel the cut grass. I did feel, actually, I felt like when I was a kid, I climbed up a lot of fig trees. Yeah. I felt this like green leafy fig tree.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, every person has a different aroma database depending on the area he grew up.
Right.
I mean, when I train Americans, they don't know the smell of a fig leaf.
Right, because they haven't climbed the tree yet.
Exactly,
right.
Because we are Mediterraneans, so we know the smell of a fig leaf.
Right.
So that's why I always say to enrich your database, your aroma database, you should go on a walk and smell the leaves, the trees, everything. You go to the grocery store.
Right, touch the vegetables and smell the vegetables.
Let's take a sip of water. You know I need it.
Right.
So, as you see, this is an extra virgin olive oil, no defects, aromas of nature. It's fruity, it's bitter, it's spicy.
Right.
And as you said, it's like a natural fruit juice.
Right.
Many people, you know, they have never tasted extra virgin olive oil because
so petty, huh?
It's a pity for sure. They think, because when they buy olive oil, they see extra virgin, but actually many times, as you know, it's not extra virgin.
Right.
So the first time they come in contact with a juice like this, they are amazed. They have lots of aha moments.
I can see. I had that moment, remember?
I remember, yeah. I remember. I mean, olive oil tasting is a life-changing experience for the people. Once you go extra virgin, you can't go back. Once you realize what is extra virgin olive oil, you don't want to eat anything else.
Exactly. 100%.
So the daily life is changing forever.
Yes. I know, matter of fact, it happened, you know, I did grow up with olive oil, but not knowing extra virgin oil, what it means and how healthy for us to have it in our life. But my husband, you know, he always used extra virgin olive oil from the stores, but first time when he tried this intensity oil, he goes, wow, this is so pungent and bitter and spicy. I don't know if I can have this. But now that he's used to it, he can never accept anything less.
Exactly.
I think it's so important to really find out the quality and stay with it.
And it's important to educate people because people, they don't know. They don't know that this bitterness and pungency is a good characteristic in olive oil.
You know, I mean, I'm gonna be embarrassed to tell you this, but before I start this production of olive oil, so when I use recipes, I follow the instructions to the T, right? It says vegetable oil. I get it, right? No clue what the vegetable oil was. After when I start this olive oil business, and then I asked my husband, I said, what is a vegetable oil? Because I thought they made it from the vegetables. I read it and I read about it. It's a cottonseed oil, and I was so shocked. As an educated person, I was, and I had truly no clue what in all those bottles were until I immersed myself into this olive oil business. Of course, since then, no more vegetable oil. I only use the Milas.
You know, that's why as professionals, when we taste blindly, because in professional tasting panels, we taste with tinted glasses because the color is not a quality criterion.
I agree. Thank you for touching on that base. That was my next question.
From the moment we taste the oil, we understand what is happening here. There is a story we have to decode. If we do not perceive fruity, we cannot categorize olive oil as virgin or extra virgin. So all the seed oils, they don't have fruity smell. That's why when we taste oils and we don't get fruity, we cannot categorize them as virgin or extra virgin.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, but we can discuss about seed oils, you know, in another video because it's a very interesting topic for the people. Now, if we had other olive oils to taste, we would cleanse our palate with green apple and water. Now we don't have another olive oil, but let's have a slice of green apple. Do you like green apples?
Yeah.
I love them too.
Yeah, I felt it in my oil. Could you tell the listeners why green apple, not other apple?
Actually, it's more sour.
Okay.
So it cleanses our palate better.
Okay.
Better. And sometimes we use yogurt, which is sour also.
Okay.
But we prefer very light texture of yogurt, not this whole fat, because it creates like a layer on the tongue, and we don't want that.
Anita, as a judge, you go to the international competitions as a judge, and you end up tasting a lot of oil. And how do you do it? In like one sitting, how many brands do you taste?
Well, depends on the competition. In general, we taste around 30 to 35 samples per day. And what we judge is not only the intensity of fruity, bitter, spicy. We have to judge also the complexity of aromas and flavors in the mouth and in the nose. We judge the harmony, the total harmony of the sample, the balance between fruity, bitter, spicy, and the persistence, how long we feel the oil in our palate. So these are important characteristics, and producers need to know that in order to get an award, you need to have all these characteristics in your oil. It's not enough just fruity, bitter, spicy.
Right, I get it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Emine.